everyone, and welcome to another video podcast of PNT Live. I'm your host, Alex Mayers. In this particular podcast, I want to take all of you back in time to around the year 2008. Why? Because I think that it is imperative that my listeners in the general public, become aware as to exactly who is behind the porn wiki hate sites, how they began, why they began, who started and who enabled this dangerous trend that has been known to push women over the edge to suicide, but not just women, men as well, all through the element of psychological warfare and hate. Now, ironically, the most notorious porn wiki hate site of them all, one which was founded by a criminal known as Donald Carlos Sion, aka Donnie Long, initially was not necessarily designed to target women. It was designed to target men who may or may not be members of the LGBT community. Ironically, Donald's porn wiki hate site did not begin online. It actually started offline, right in his studio on a poster. And that is what I want to explain to all of you about today, because that poster was designed to be a hate crime against a man that I personally would consider to be a porn industry living legend. A man known as the porn star, performer, and athlete, Christian XXX. I don't know Christian XXX very well. I don't know him well at all, in fact. But what I can say is that at the beginning of my career as an adult actress, in that year of 2008, I worked with him. And I thought that he was very professional. I thought that he did seem to have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. And I thought maybe he was just having a bad day. But I think he'd had more than just a bad day, in hindsight, knowing what I know now. I think he'd had a bad few years due to being targeted by an anti-LGBT hate crime. A hate crime which is rooted in some incredibly ignorant thought processes within the individual that I mentioned earlier, Donald Carlos Sion, a man who actually is currently facing several legalities. But like I said, as I read a few posts, in part from Christian XXX's blog, a blog that I actually encourage many out there who are interested in the subject matter of adult entertainment industry history within America to check out, because Christian XXX, he has a very interesting perspective. The address of his blog is cwyans.typepad.com. It's titled Christian Sings the Blues. And like I said, I think that he is a living legend. He has had a very interesting career. He has a pretty good reputation, actually, from what I've been able to observe within people who have a healthy mindset, at least. But he was given a hard time for a very long time. So I'm just going to read these blogs to you, and I do suggest many of you follow him on Twitter as well. This is a blog from March 28th, 2008. Okay, now let's address the latest and hopefully the final chapter in the Donnie Long saga. He posted a letter on Adult FYI, Donnie Long Apology. I knew it would be a matter of time that he had to do this, but when he chose to F with Lisa Ann, meaning the legendary porn star Lisa Ann, really the only person of notoriety within the industry who decided to take Sion to task for this hate crime that I'm about to familiarize all of you with. I knew when he chose to F with Lisa Ann, it had to end like this. Let's go back a few days. Donnie Long called up Lisa Ann and wanted to book Victoria Valentina. Now, Lisa Ann has had some problems with Donnie Long in the past, but she made the decision to book Victoria on the shoot for Donnie's company. The scene went fine until Victoria went to collect her check and go home. Donnie asked her to sign the poster that he has on the wall. You know, the ones with pics of me doing LGBT porn. Victoria is a friend of mine who I have worked with twice, and so she politely refused. Well, Donnie didn't like that answer, and so he started throwing a temper tantrum about it, and Victoria couldn't leave because she hadn't gotten paid yet. So Victoria simply called Lisa Ann and told her the situation. Lisa Ann is someone who you absolutely, positively want to keep on the good side of. There are some people in this business that you just don't mess with because you know it will end badly for you. These people include Dick Delaware, the UFC fighter, Steve Hirsch, owner of Vivid, Derek Hay, owner of LA Direct Models, TT Boy, former boxer, John Stagliano, owner of Evil Angel, David Joseph, owner of Red Light District, and you get my point. And just to interject, it is rather interesting that today, people are attempting to villainize Lisa Ann again. It probably won't end very well for whoever is doing it. Well, Lisa Ann cut her teeth working for Derek Hay, who is the master of using his power and influence as leverage to make sure his talent gets fair treatment. So when Lisa Ann found out about the Victoria situation, she predictably went off on Donnie. Donnie, who is a hothead, and that's actually a bit of an understatement, got into an argument with Lisa Ann about it. Honestly, how silly and childish was Donnie being? This is the reason that Donnie made the post on XPT entitled, "What is your opinion on Lisa Ann?" But he misspelled opinion as option. So now, not only did Donnie piss Lisa Ann off about the check and the poster, but he compounded his error by making it public and casting her in a bad light. He also pissed Lisa Ann off when he said that he told Missy Stone that since she was working with me next week, he would never book her again. Lisa Ann is not a woman who sits idly by either. She is definitely a woman of action, who has many of the same business traits as Derek Hay, but also is a smoking hot woman who knows how to influence people to do what she wants. Trust me, Lisa Ann is the kind of person that when she says something, you absolutely, positively, 100% believe that she will do it. Now that she owns her own talent agency, it puts her in contact with literally every company owner, production manager, and most of the talent as well. So yesterday, when a director called to book 8 of Lisa Ann's talent, and said director told Lisa that the shoot location was Donnie's studio, she seized the opportunity. She told the director that under no circumstances were her talent going to set foot in the DLP studios. Ever. The director agreed with Lisa after hearing the story and quickly changed locations. Predictably, this got Donnie a bit upset, and he proceeded to call Lisa Ann many times, I might add, and bitched and moaned about why she did this. She wasn't done yet either. She is a very savvy, intelligent woman who has the ability to make life really difficult for a director or producer, such as Donnie Long. Remember, Donnie Long is making money, but he has to put much of it back into his business to help it expand. So he can't afford to lose money at this stage in the game because very few people outside of his own company will shoot him anymore as a performer. When faced with having Lisa Ann as a real enemy, which would hurt him in the wallet and make his life a living hell, he quickly knew to give up the fight. He swallowed his pride, manned up, and sent an email to Adult FYI apologizing for his behavior. So he went on to work in mainstream porn for a while. I think that today Christian has his own production company to where he works in with a myriad of people. But he did survive that particular hate crime. But what is interesting to note is that that was not the end of his issues, unfortunately, with Donald Sion. Donald Sion went on to register a domain in Christian's full legal name. Donald then attached that particular domain to what is today known as the most notorious porn industry Wiki Hate site. So essentially, and it's interesting what he did when you think about it. He took a hate crime, which was in his physical studio, and he transferred the hate crime onto his virtual studio, which is his internet hosting. Because when you really think about it, the internet today, for a pornographer at least, is one giant porn studio, which is probably why a lot of social media is starting to clean up their acts in regards to pornography. When you really think about it, it's not because of the ethical pornographers who aren't mentally ill. It's because of the individuals like Donald Carlos Sion that are the one bad apple. Well, there's other bad apples too, but a bad apple that has unfortunately spoiled the bunch. The bunch meaning the porn industry as a whole, which is why people should have listened a little bit more to Lisa Ann and Christian XXX. I actually want to read to you this apology that Donald Sion wrote in regards to Lisa Ann and Christian. He writes, "Hey guys, wanted to post this regarding Lisa Ann from lisaannstalentmanagement.com. I got really angry the other day at Lisa and posted something that should not have been posted. Lisa, as I said in the last post, I have always spoken very highly of and thought you were a great person. I was wrong and said and did some things that she had every right to be mad at me for. I have been being very childish and not acting like a businessman. Still doesn't. This also includes the poster of Christian XXX. At the end of the day, we are all here to make money. It is hard enough as it is to make money here without all the childish BS drama." Well, it's funny how he can write that, but to this day, he's still doing it. Didn't learn his lesson. Now he's in legal trouble. "I want to apologize to her and everyone I have offended, including Christian XXX. The poster has been removed, but he did register the damn hate crime domain website, which today is that porn wiki hate site. We all need to be friends in this business, and being in the business for 3 years and over 700 scenes, I think I have learned a lot. I think today I realized making shit a bigger issue than it was not the answer, and we should all just get along. Lisa, I want to end this and be friends and move on. Lisa is a great business person and has worked very hard to get where she is." Yeah. So he wasn't genuine in his apology, as we know today. That's what we know today about Donald Carlos Sion, aka Donnie Long. But I do want to read an earlier post from Christian's blog in regards to Donnie Long, because it's not just, it wasn't just Donnie's altercations with other professionals in the industry that made him a problem. Listen to this. This is from February 21st, 2008. "My last story of the night has to do with Donnie Long. Donnie Long is a male performer who was such a douche and burned so many bridges, and so many girls hated him that his workload dried up almost completely. This was for a couple of reasons. First of all, he is a misogynist who has gone to jail for beating up his girl, and he treats all women like shit. Second, He still wears a puka shell necklace circa 1992. Third, he dresses like a homeless person wearing Salvation Army clothes on Venice Beach. Fourth, he drives a Navigator with a gigantic sticker on the back that says the name of his business. I already told you guys that most of the porn shot in the Valley is shot at private homes. Do you think homeowners like it when a car pulls up with that sticker of his porn company on it and then parks in front of their place? You might as well start yelling, "Hey, we are shooting porn here at this house," around the neighborhood. His car was actually banned from many shoot houses in the Valley. I will challenge anyone to find a female performer in this business who is willing to say on camera for the record that she is attracted to and likes working with Donnie Long. Someone find me this white whale. Somehow, incredibly, he found some moron willing to give him money to shoot porn. I know what everyone is thinking. Wait a second. He is a terrible performer. So why on earth would anyone think he would be any good directing the same scenes? Good question, which is why I am going to end this podcast with the following. A lot of people are not aware, but at one point in time, Donnie Long rented his studio space directly from a porn industry attorney known as Michael Fattorosi. Michael Fattorosi is an individual who Donald Carlos Sion, aka Donnie Long, has never written negatively about on his porn Wiki Hate site. But I do want to read to you the following from the wiki, which does exist on that porn Wiki Hate site about Michael Fattorosi, and who may have been the individual who funded much of Donnie Long's antics and hate crime and other activity over the years. Michael Fattorosi is a fanboy of porn and has been in a serious relationship with porn star Vanessa Blue for many years. Michael had a porn talk radio show and a studio years back where he used to talk against crossovers. In other words, performers who are linked to the LGBT community. His radio show and studio failed due to the LGBT community running him out, and so he sub-rented it to superstar porn jerk Donnie Long until his lease ran out. Michael has always hated members of the LGBT community and spoke out against them in public and even argued publicly with LGBT community members such as Christian XXX about the dangers they impose on the straight side and the business. Michael is against the condom law and is not happy about what the LGBT community has done to the business. Michael is also a very good adult industry attorney and has tons of great free legal advice on his website. So, when you look at those porn wiki hate sites, you really just need to think about a few people. But two of those people that you definitely should think about are Donald Carlos Sion and Michael Fattorosi. There are some others that I'm sure I will discuss another day. But again, everyone please follow Christian XXX because he's held his head up high throughout quite a bit of blatant bullying. And it is a shame that more of his peers didn't stand up with him. Not necessarily for him, but with him. But kudos to Lisa Ann for doing so. And that's why when people have negative things to really say about her today, I don't buy into it. She's not perfect, but she's what, in my opinion, a true adult entertainment actress and legend should be. Have a good night, everybody, or a good afternoon, or a good morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Once more, this was a PNT Live podcast, and I am Alex Mayers. You can always follow me on Twitter at Alex Mayers Live.